Hello everyone, Chef Craig here with a quick demonstration on how to make our roasted shallot vinaigrette. It's one of our favorite dressings and it is our house dressing. So this is the salad dressing that we use on a lot of different variety salads, and it's also the base of a lot of dressings that we use, taking the roasted shallot vinaigrette and adding other components to make another dressing out of it. So before we begin, let's go over our list of equipment. If you are buying our kit, you don't need any of this equipment except a rubber spatula to help remove the mustard from the small container. Everything else will be pre-measured and you don't need it. But if you're not buying the kit, you will need measuring spoons, measuring cups, a scale would be handy. You'll need a bowl, regardless of whether you buy the kit or don't buy the kit. And you'll need a cutting board, a sharp knife for chopping, and a steel to sharpen your knives. We're going to finish the sauce by putting it in the blender, and you could also use an immersion blender if you have one, but the one that we have here is the size of a small motorboat motor. So the ingredients that we need today for this dressing are champagne vinegar, Dijon mustard, shallots and garlic, extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, sugar, parsley, and salt and pepper. The exact measurements are measured out if you buy the kit, exactly as it's written on the written recipe provided. If you don't buy the kit, you can just refer to the written recipe that we provide. So to start off with, we're going to take the shallots and garlic and rough chop them and toss them in the extra virgin olive oil so that we can put them in the oven to roast. So I'm going to simply do a very rough cut on the shallots and garlic. I'm quartering these shallots and the smaller one just in half. I'm going to just make a nice mirepoix size cut, and then the garlic I'm just going to chop roughly again. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to put it in the blender and it's all going to be pureed anyway. I'm going to put the shallots and garlic into my bowl. Pour on the extra virgin olive oil. Don't need a lot, just enough to give it a nice fine coat. Give it a little toss. You can use a spoon to stir it up if you prefer. And now we're going to put those onto a sheet pan and pop them into the oven. Now we're going to put the chopped shallots and garlic onto a baking sheet. Spread them out a little bit. And pop them into our oven at 350 degrees. For 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes have gone by. We're going to pull our roasted shallots and garlic. They're beautiful, nice, caramelized. It's going to take away the bitterness and the sharpness and add a nice roasted flavor to the dressing. Now we're going to go ahead and add the roasted garlic and shallots to the blender. Be careful. I let them cool down a little bit before we film this segment so that I'm not burning my hand on this. It doesn't have to go in hot, it can go in room temperature. And then we're going to add the Dijon mustard and the champagne vinegar. Now, the Dijon mustard contains lecithin. The lecithin is what will thicken and emulsify the dressing. Champagne vinegar. We can go ahead and put our sugar in right now as well. Going to turn the blender on, start it off on low. blended up nicely. I'm going to go ahead and start adding in the avocado oil. Now you may want to use at home another type of neutral oil. I suggest sunflower oil is a good oil to use instead. And as I'm going to dribble this in nice and slow. Make sure it has a chance to emulsify as I'm putting it in. It does tend to splatter, so be careful. Now, if your dressing is too thick, and this one is pretty thick right now, you can add a couple tablespoons of tap water or, filtered tap water to thin it out. I'm going to add just about a tablespoon of filtered water to make sure that this is not too thick. Now I can add the salt and pepper. The dressing is nearly done. We just need to chop the parsley and fold that in. Okay, now we're going to take the parsley that's provided in our kit, put it on the cutting board. This has come to you already washed, and we're going to bind it up like that, and then take our sharp knife, give it a nice chop. We want it to be a fairly fine chop. Now we'll take the dressing out of the blender and put it into a bowl. Isn't that lovely? Look at that color. Nice roasted shallot and garlic color. It's beautiful. And we take the parsley, pop it right in. Stir it in with the spatula. And all that's left to do is taste it. All right, so here we go, taste test. That is beautiful. It's going to taste great on all the salads that you put it on. Just going to go ahead and put this into the container. You can use the same container that your shallots and garlic came in, and pop that into the refrigerator where it will keep up to 2 weeks. And that made a little over a cup and a half. I'd say total yield is around 12 ounces. And also, I want to thank you for your support of the club during this hard time, during this COVID pandemic. Everything that you guys have done to support the club has been terrific. You've kept a lot of us in a job, and we really, really thank you and appreciate everything you've done for us. Thank you very much, members.